For a long time, this guy was, I think, the greatest free kick taker that anyone had ever seen. For a long time, I believe this guy was sorry. Before I even get, actually, no, I'll probably do that. I'll do that there because there's another name that I forgot. Um, Bex. I call Bex the most overrated player of all time. I don't think he was that good, and I believe that he was overrated. I just don't. I think as a footballer, in terms of first touch, balance, dribbling, and on the ball ability, it wasn't it. As a set piece specialist, this guy was stupid. So Bex's technique was, I think, like an old school technique before a certain guy changed the technique. So his technique was the kind of like old school traditional technique, which is coming in at an angle, which was Pirlo's old technique, a bit of word process technique, and of course Ronaldinho's technique. But the whenever Bex had a free kick, it felt like a penalty because he was so good at when the ball, like from a set piece situation, accurately saying, I'm going to get the ball from point A to point B. It was scary. It was scary how accurate he was with the ball. Despite his on the ball ability, how he was able to scientifically laser guide the ball to a specific section of the goal of someone's head was stupid. So what I've never argued with is when that ball is still, what Bex was able to do with his foot, that's why they say Bennett like Beckham, what he was able to do with his foot was crazy. So for a long time, Bex was seen as this is the most lethal and the most dangerous free kick taker ever. And I think many people said, no, this is the greatest free kick taker that we've ever seen. And the key thing was, he was before the other two guys that we have on our list. But yeah, for a long time, it was stupid. And we all remember, obviously the free kick he scored against Colombia at the 98 World Cup. And of course, the clutch free kick he scored against Greece to send England into the '02 World Cup. So those are big, huge clutch free kicks. But again, Diogo goes go to YouTube and the it's just the accuracy. The accuracy of his free kicks was just stupid. It was just freaking stupid. And I think for me, he's probably one of the best. He's arguably the best free kick taker with this old technique before a certain player sort of updated that technique, because his thing was coming at an angle and just use pure technique. So rather than power, it's about pure technique and guiding it through the angle in which you run up to the ball and how you strike that ball. But yeah, no, Bex was stupid. He was stupid. Number two. He's number two now. See, for a long time, I was like, okay, say Bex, Messi. But as each year went on, and Messi just continues to tallies up, I think that conversion rate just pushed him ahead of Bex. I was like, yes, we have to accept that Lionel Messi is the second greatest and best free kick taker that I think the game has ever seen. And I just think he improved, because early Messi was not known as a free kick taker, really, dribbler. But as he grew older, became much more mature, became wiser as a player, I think he was like, okay, I don't have the speed anymore. I don't have the legs anymore. I now have to work on my passing. I'm going to work on my creating. I'm not going to work on my footballing intelligence. And you know what? This free kick thing, let me work in. So I do believe Messi puts in a lot more work into free kicks in training than he did earlier on in his career. And I just think that, and the funny thing is that he uses like an old technique. Again, I'll tell you the guy who's the new technique, but I think he uses the old technique of, there is a bit of power there, but it's really coming in at an angle. But I think he took like the Bex technique to a different angle, because I just feel that we thought Bex was accurate. Messi just is far more accurate from different distances. And I think the free kick that I think that said, okay, hold your horses. A free kick that I think is greater than anything Bex has done, Pirlo has done, what Prowse has done, was that free kick against Liverpool in the UCL. Again, you've seen my reactions to where I literally screamed and I think I had twins. I think I gave birth to twins as a man, because it was, Alisson was in goal, arguably one of the best keepers in the world at the time. the distance of where it came from. It was a UCL semi, and the amount of power he had to generate, the amount of accuracy he had to generate, and how that guy from the distance he was at put that ball in the freaking top corner against Alisson. I was like, oh, no, this is now stupid. So, and the fact is that he's still scoring them. And his conversion rates at this age and where he's at right now is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So we just have to just accept, we cannot argue. He is one of the greatest free kick takers we've ever seen. And again, it just adds to his legend of, we know this guy's goal scoring. We know this guy's passing. We know this guy's dribbling. And he's one of the greatest goal scorers we've seen. He's one of the best dribblers we've seen. He's one of the best passers of the ball we've seen. And now, I'm sorry, he's the second greatest free kick taker we've ever seen. So you cannot argue with it. You cannot argue with it because he has scored so many. And because for me, I wouldn't say like his technique, because we'll talk about technique very soon. I think his technique it's an old school technique, but it's just the accuracy at which he does it. Because again, when you look at the amount of goals that Messi scores, I'll tell you what it's about. When you look at the goals, what is Messi's signature goal? It's outside the box, and then he just guides it into the bottom left-hand corner. So Messi's has always been a thing about accuracy over power. Now, which is what's made that Liverpool goal so amazing, because he had to combine and balance power with accuracy. But I think Messi has always been, how he scores his goals is, I'm looking, rather than power, I'm looking for accuracy, pinpoint accuracy. And just his accuracy of being able to get just the right enough of power and guide that ball in past a keeper is freaking insane. So the conversion rate is stupid. And bro, come the Copa America next year, Humbo will probably score another free kick, which will even add to his ridiculous conversion rates at this latest part of his career. So, second one. And the number one, the greatest free kick taker of all time, Juninho Pernambucano. So, I mentioned Pirlo. So Pirlo used to have the old technique, coming in at an angle and trying to, get the ball through, which is what like Bex and Dini used to do. Then Pirlo said that he watched Juninho. And after watching Juninho, he said that I've got to change my technique. And Juninho, for me, the reason why he's number one is he changed how guys took free kicks. And I think Juninho's technique, I think it is the quintessential technique of how to take the perfect free kick. So the old technique was coming at an angle and just try to guide the ball through. But Juninho's technique was the ball. There's a sweet spot. There's a sweet spot. If